other day when I woke up in the morning, and I was just so frazzled and so overwhelmed. And so I got into the car and I just drove, because I just needed to talk. I just needed to hear myself just speak out all of the thoughts that were running through my head, not to anyone, just to say it. Just the act of saying it often just helps me to resolve those scattered thoughts. And so I headed up north. I went to see, you're not filming, are you? You were. I always head north because I love northern New Mexico. It's so beautiful. And so I was heading north. I was going kind of towards Abiquiu. As I was driving and as I was talking, I was thinking, well, maybe I'll go to Colorado. So I'm thinking about that as I'm continuing to talk about all my stuff. And things are starting to get a little more clear. I'm starting to feel a little calmer. And then I saw the sign for the Monastery of Christ in the Desert. And that, I've only been there once. I only went there once. It was a long time ago, and that was a whole nother story that was really, really cool. But I've been along that road. It's a 13-mile dirt road, and it ends in this beautiful little monastery where the monks and the nuns live. And so I'm on that road, and it was luckily not too bumpy because you know how my car is really low. So it wasn't too bumpy, and the scenery was gorgeous that day. Cut to pictures, and then I was going to keep talking. Wow. So I arrived at the monastery and I parked my car and I just started walking. It was super windy, but I was walking up towards the church, and I've never been inside the church itself. The chapel is beautiful. It's made of adobe, and you walk in and it's sort of got this central altar with 4 alcoves off of it. And you walk in, right? You walk into to one of the alcoves, and there's pews there, and you're looking towards the altar, and the altar just it has these super high ceilings and these really high windows, and outside the window are just these gorgeous rock formations and the sky. So you're in the alcove that has the lower ceiling, but you're looking towards the altar that has the high ceiling and the windows and the light, and you feel like if you walked up there, you would just go, whoop, you just ascend, you know? It just lifts you right up. So I sat down in one of the pews and I just closed my eyes, and the first thing that I noticed, that it was so quiet. It's quiet like you don't hear here in Santa Fe. You just don't get that stillness, that quiet. I heard the door open behind me, and another gentleman came in, and he sat down on the other side of the aisle. And then I noticed that there was a monk in the room, and then more monks started coming in. And as it turns out, I was there for their 1 o'clock prayer, and one of the monks came over and gave me and the other gentleman a prayer book to follow along with if we wanted to. And so there was probably like 7 monks there, and they sang for like 15 minutes. They just sang. And I didn't follow along in the... Sorry. I didn't... Oh, what's wrong? Mm-hmm. I didn't follow along in the prayer book. I just sat there with my eyes closed and just listened. And it was beautiful. And so maybe 15 minutes went by. They stopped singing. They all stood up and they left. And I stayed. And it was interesting, when I opened my eyes and I looked down at the prayer book, the very first thing I saw was from Psalm 122, and it said, I will tell you, I will say, peace be within you. Peace be within you. Not outside of you, but within you. Peace be within you. And it just struck me, it was the message I needed to hear that day. My day started out in chaos in my mind, totally disordered and feeling tense. And then it ended with this beautiful message, peace be within you. And that's so empowering, because it means that you can cultivate that peace within you. I can cultivate that peace within me. And it doesn't have to rely on anything outside. And it literally has to start inside. And so I left with that beautiful message of peace be within you. And I saw the image of what my next painting is going to be. I know what it's going to be.